Right here on the Loren and Wally Morning Show, we are honored to have a very, very special guest. The man who plays lead guitar with Paul McCartney. And Rusty Anderson is here with us in the studio. Good morning, Rusty. How you doing?
Rusty.
Cool is this?
Are you so, Rusty, are you pretty impressed to meet us?
I am very impressed. Actually, can you read this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm trying to save my voice. Oh, I get it. Okay, I'm trying to save my voice for the show. If it's okay with you, I will use the sound. What sound are you going to use for? Okay, hang on.
He's brought
Start over.
props.
Oh, I see.
We've
Okay.
got all kinds of goodies.
Okay, start over.
Okay. I'm trying to save my voice for the show. If it's okay with you, I will use this sound for yes, and this sound for no.
Wow.
And this sound for yes, but maybe, or I don't know. Okay,
Wow.
good.
This is going to
That's
be
pretty cool
fun.
stuff.
Okay, now, first thing we wanted to ask, could you give us the entire set that you're going to be playing at Fenway Park? Okay, that's a no. Okay, we got that. Can you give us one of the songs that you're going to be playing at Fenway Park?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay, that's
all right.
good. Okay, Wally, next
Show up
question.
for that.
All right, I have a serious question I wanted to ask you. When you first met Paul and, went in to practice for the first time, what was the song that you played where you went, wow, I'm playing with McCartney and, Beatles stuff? Was there one song that you remember that was just blew you away? That you were actually going to be playing that song?
Maybe I'm Amazed.
Really?
Really?
Yeah?
Well, a lot of them.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's the Beatles.
there were a few of them. So when you went in, and so McCartney comes up and says, "Hey, I hear that you're a pretty good guitar player, and I've heard some of your stuff, and because I know that you played with Ricky Martin on what was it, La Vida Loca?
Live and La Vida Loca.
Yeah.
Okay, you played on that, and he said, "Would you like to play with the band?" And you said, "I'm Rusty," and he said, "Well, if you practice a little bit, you'll be okay." Did that happen?
Oh, isn't that good?
Yeah, Rusty Chops is my nickname.
Rusty, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
How did they find you anyway? Or did you apply? I mean, how does that work?
Well, basically, I've just been in rock groups.
So they
playing
knew about you?
Yeah, and sort of played. Ended up doing a lot of playing with different artists in the studio, and that's how I sort of came to meet Paul. I played with him in the studio, along with Abe, the drummer, and we did a record called Driving Rain, and that sort of became the birth of this band, and it's been about 9 years now.
Is it really?
Nice.
Jeez.
Were you nervous, or were you just thinking these guys are really lucky to have me?
No. What was it? No. I mean, yeah, it took me about a week or so to get used to sort of being around Paul.
I'll bet.
Yeah, I bet that was a thrill.
Now, you grew up in Southern California, right?
Yes.
Because I was going to say you have a rotten British accent.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So when you were a kid, were you a big Beatles fan? I mean, was that
When I was 5, my sister was playing Beatle records, and I sort of flipped out on them, and that was my beginning exposure to music. So after, and then all these other influences, then sort of coming full circle.
Wow,
in a way,
that's cool though.
Okay, now look, if you had to play, because you've played everything, pretty much everything the Beatles have done, everything McCartney's done, and I know you write your own stuff. If somebody came up to you and said, "Okay, Rusty, you can only play." Rusty, if you can only play one song for the rest of your life, what's it going to be?
Well, that's a tough one.
He doesn't know.
Just
He has
way
no
too
idea on that one.
complicated.
That's way too complicated.
Happy birthday! I don't know.
Had you met have you met Ringo, and did you meet George? And
Yes.
Yes.
Mm. No, didn't meet George. Met Ringo. Didn't meet George.
all right, okay.
I remember recording Driving Rain with Paul, and he was talking to George on the phone, and hearing all about the horrible break-in scenario.
Oh yeah.
And all that, but And then that was 2001, and that was the year he died, towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
Right.
November or something, I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of guitarists, as you were, starting your own band and doing that thing, what guitarists did you like? Well, wow, that guy is awesome.
Mick Ronson.
Mick
No kidding.
Ronson.
Jeff Beck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them. Richie Blackmore.
Clapton you couldn't stand, right?
He's amazing, but he's sort of like a little more ubiquitous.
Oh,
that's the first time we've ever had
Yeah.
ubiquitous used.
Okay.
Expensive word.
Yeah, extremely expensive.
I'll get out
Okay,
the
were you
dictionary.
like a Hendrix fan? Were you a Hendrix fan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, that's much better.
Yeah, good.
Hey, when you guys did the Letterman show and they set you up on the marquee
Oh,
in
you
front
gotta
of the
tell us
theater,
about that.
how did you get up there? They have a fire truck bring you, or how did you come out? A window up in front, or how?
there's a window.
Oh, there is?
A window.
Yeah, we climbed through a window. And
Wouldn't be a bathroom window, would it? No.
Oh, I get it.
you have to go in that way.
You have to go in that way. Okay.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy out there in front of you on the street there when this whole thing was happening, right?
Well, about halfway through the performance, I realized that we were about 60 feet up above the street in a very high stage, and it's sort of, there was no railing or anything.
Right.
And it was surreal. It was kind of surreal because there was also people filming it that were on some sort of big, like, what do you call
Scaffolding?
it?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like this electronic scaffolding, and right across was this giant building with windows that went way up. So
Yeah.
just your perspective of depth was very strange.
Well, is it kind of tough to? Can you hear when you're doing something like that? Did they have you? The sound guys have you
monitors.
hooked up good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We got a great sound team, and it was awesome. I mean, it was because we really didn't know that it was happening until a few days before the show, and then
Yeah.
it just got assembled very quickly, and there it was. And it's like a nice way to spend an afternoon.
Wow. Hey, speaking of the sound team and all that kind of stuff, because this is a huge show down at Fenway. How long does it take to set up the stage and all that kind of stuff? Do you have any idea, or you just show up and it's set up?
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
Really?
Yes, I just show up and it's set up. Okay.
All right, one final question. Yes, one final question about your new album.
Okay.
Tell us about this. What can we expect when we listen to Rusty Anderson, Born on Earth?
Well, it's brand new, and I've been working on it for about a year, sort of touring with Paul and playing, recordings and stuff with Paul, and maybe a little over a year, and sort of working on it in between. And it's kind of a bandish record, but it's very lyrically based. It's a guitar record. It's not a hip hop record. Or anything.
Yeah.
It's a song record. It's a I don't know. I guess you just kind of have to listen for yourself.
I guess we got to buy this.
Yeah.
Can we get it anywhere?
It's actually available for download right now on iTunes and Amazon. And,
cool.
And very shortly, within probably the week, it'll be available on Amazon, the physical CD.
Okay.
Okay, good. And you have your own website, right?
Yes, I do.
And
RustyAnderson.com.
well, that's clever.
Loren and Wally, mornings from 5:30 until 10 on 105.7 WROR.